And 7 News is learning that DC's one-of-a-kind Go-Go Museum is facing major challenges just 6 months after opening. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley tells us how it got to this point and how the Anacostia community is working to save it.
I met with founder and CEO of the Go-Go Museum, Ronald Moten, the day before his push to bring in support for the museum that honors the heart, music, and soul of D.C.
Yes.
Tell me what that moment was like for you when you opened the doors and knew the history and the importance of what this meant.
We had hundreds of people here, and the joy that was and that is still on people's faces when they come here is second to none. And it was something that was needed in our community that happened 16 years after we called for it. And you know, it's the history, the culture of our city.
The museum has brought in visitors from across the world in the 6 months it's been open. In that same time, though, it's also faced challenges.
How did the museum get to this point where it went from having funding and flourishing to now at risk of closing its doors?
Well, the thing is, what I want people to understand, we never had funding to operate. We had funding to build a museum. Most museums do what I'm doing right now. They raise money, they apply for grants, right? Unfortunately, the climate that we're in, a lot of philanthropy, a lot of people, a lot of budgets have been cut, and a lot of people have backed away from funding things like this.
Moten says the hundreds of thousands of dollars he was expecting from the National Endowment of the Arts has been cut. And while the museum remains free for schools who can't afford tours, seniors, and D.C. residents, it's at risk of having to close its doors and end that access. A campaign is now underway to raise at least $500,000. Moten says $25,000 a month is needed just to operate and pay staff, $50,000 a month to pay their bills, and $100,000 allows them to grow.
And then people are just having hard times, period, out here. Everybody's barely making it themselves. So people have backed off of giving. So we've had a lot of support. We've had a lot of support from our community, but we just let people know what time it is, and we're going to make this work.
To keep the beats of the city open for a museum controlled, run, and supported by the community. Reporting from Southeast D.C., Felicia Ashley, 7 News.